Are you thinking about buying a home and concerned about the amount of financial information being disclosed as you write offers? Do you feel uncomfortable or that you're giving away way too much data about your own personal net worth and financial picture? These are common feelings to have. Check out this week's episode of Tom's Take to understand why it's important to be forthcoming with your financial information and how that's going to help you get the property and win the bid. I'm Tom Toole. Welcome to Tom's Take. Thanks for checking us out this week. We're going to go over a big pain point in the buying process for a lot of people out there where they feel like they're disclosing way too much financial information. So the answer here to the question is, do I have to give away all this information? The way I would respond to it is, if you want to get the house and you want to buy the property, yes, be ready to share your financials. And there's a couple reasons behind that. So a lot of buyers feel that a pre-approval letter is sufficient. And while that's one piece of the equation, if you're getting financing, some people don't get financing. So if you're getting financing, that's one piece. However, the financial information can safeguard against things that can change as the transaction goes. Most settlements are between 45 and 60 days right now in Pennsylvania. So I want to call your attention to paragraph 9 of the agreement of sale. I got it right here, which says that if there's a change in financial status affecting the buyer's ability to purchase the home, and they give a couple examples, one of which is a loss or a change in employment. Obviously, that's one that you really can't safeguard against. The inability to sell a home. Again, things happen, they're out of your control. The buyer having incurred a new financial obligation, or the entry of a judgment against the buyer. So if you look at the third one there, your financial position, the money you have in the bank, the assets, what your liability position is, that's going to affect your ability to absorb a new financial obligation. So if you're a seller, you get competing bids, for example, and one buyer's got 10x the amount of money in the bank that the second buyer does, everything else is equal, that financial position tells me that if something changes, something goes wrong, maybe they have to go buy a new car because their car broke down. Maybe there's something that changed where there's a medical debt. I mean, there's all kinds of things that can happen in that 60-day window. Having more money in the bank allows you to absorb that obligation and still move forward with the sale. So very clearly, potential buyers out there, number one is it's going to show your strength and ability to close. Secondly, sometimes mortgage companies don't pre-approve people properly. We did a video a couple episodes ago, or last week, where we talked about pre-commitment, pre-approval, and pre-qualification and what the differences were there. Some lenders will write a pre-qualification letter, and that may not mean that they did their full financial vetting. They didn't look over all the right documents. So seeing the financials, meaning income, assets, as well as liabilities, it's going to give sellers a real clear understanding of where you stand. So if you're a seller, I really push that you ask for that information. So in Pennsylvania, how do we do it? So there's a buyer financial form. It's a standard PAR document. Asks a bunch of questions. You list your assets, liabilities, income. That's going to be a great way to disclose. Now, if you are only a cash buyer, a lot of agents are going to ask for a proof of funds or a written account statement with your account number blacked out, showing you have the necessary amount of money in the bank needed to close. The other key thing here with the buyer financial is that there's a couple questions they ask. Are you going to occupy the premises? In the last 7 years, have you declared bankruptcy, suffered foreclosure, or had an account collection against you? Aside from mortgage financing, is there anything else you need to come up with the sale price that's not listed in the form here? Do you have to sell any other real estate to purchase? Have you have to pay child support? These are things that are going to affect your ability to close. So the more forthcoming you are, the more information you give the seller. If it's a competitive situation, which there's a ton of right now, even if it's not, they're going to be more comfortable moving ahead with you. So again, the answer to the question here is yes, it's necessary to disclose because it's going to help you get the property. I've had people put this wall up, I don't want to share my financial information, I don't want to do it, and that's caused them to lose properties. This is a very normal thing right now, but there's some reasons behind it. And that's what this video is about. Why do people ask for that financial information? So again, if you're a potential buyer or you're a potential seller and you want to learn more about this, hit us up on social. Any questions you have, whatever we can do to help, my team's here for you. We're ready to serve, and we'll make sure to catch you next week on another episode of Tom's Take. Thanks for watching.